Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Live with Lou. How are you? How's your Friday going and how's your week going? And do you know what? How's your year going? Because it's been a short one so far, but is it going well? Are you getting all those jobs done? Are you sticking to your New Year's resolutions? We have got a brand new launch for you, and this may well ruin some of your resolutions, but we don't care because we love new products. You're going to want to purchase every single one of these items. I guarantee it. They are beautiful. And it is the first launch from the wonderful Christina Griffiths of Card Making Magic. We need to shorten that somehow. I'm going to ask her about shortening that name down so it's not such a tongue twister. But it's the first launch this year from Card Making Magic, and it is beautiful. It is called Decoupage Delights. Now, as you can see in the details here, we have got offers on, as always, and we've got a huge giveaway. So we're going to be giving away over £130 worth of products. Now, that is going to be split between 3 winners. 2 of you, myself and Christina, are going to announce at the end of this hour. And then 1 of you will have the opportunity to win by going over to our CraftStash blog. I will mention more details about that at the end so you don't forget to enter again. Now, simply by entering here, you just need to comment. Comment on the live feed, just say hello, how you are, how much you love this collection. We're going to go through it all in just a moment. But just so you know, very quickly, we have got bundles here for you, and they are amazingly priced bundles. So we've got some gorgeous decoupage florals. Then we've got beautiful backgrounds as well. I always call them trellises, but they're like panel backgrounds that beautifully tie in with the florals. We have 3 separate bundles for you. If you're buying any one of those bundles, they're going to be $29.99, and if you purchase one of those, you're going to get a free sentiment stamp set, and there's 2 to choose from. Your choice, your option will come up at checkout. So I think the first thing we need to do is go and say hello to the fabulous designer for Card Making Magic. It is Christina Griffiths. How are you, my love?
I'm very well, thank you. And what an introduction.
Oh, you deserve it. You deserve a complete fanfare. But
You'll make all my head swell.
oh no, you deserve it. You know you do. How long now? How long has Card Making Magic been going?
12, 13 years.
Wow, no way.
Since I started the website off, yeah, it's about 13 years, maybe coming up for, yeah, about 13 years.
Brilliant. And how long have your products been selling exclusively through CraftStash?
Oh my goodness.
Now I've put you on the spot.
You have. No, if you'd have asked me this question earlier, I'd have been prepared.
Sorry.
I've been with CraftStash since before it was CraftStash.
Oh.
I was there at the launch with the CraftStash thing, so it's a good few years.
Oh wow.
It's a good few years.
You're part of the furniture.
I am, fixtures and fittings.
Absolutely. We love having you as well. Can you tell us, just give us a brief description about this collection? I'm going to run everyone through it in a moment, and we'll come back to you to see some of the gorgeous cards you've made. But what is Decoupage Delight all about?
It's all about flowers. I love adding flowers to my cards. If you can stick a flower on something, it brightens the card up. It can also hide a multitude of sins, like the inky thumbprints that you've put on, or the blob of glue that you've dropped. But they really do, for me, they really do make a card stand out.
Yes.
And that's where the name for the blog came from. Flowers, ribbons and pearls. They're all the things that I like to add to my cards.
And that's how we recognise your beautiful cards as well.
And I know some people say less is more, but for me, more is more.
I was going to say, that's not you at all, is
No,
it?
it's
No.
not.
But what I love about these flowers, and I think I'll explain this as I'm showing people through the products, is that these are suitable for your contemporary, modern, clean and simple cards as well.
They are. They're for anything. And they're not only for cards. You can add these to things like a little headband for a child.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Well, I tell you what.
Can add them. Sorry?
I was going to say, we'll come back in a moment to you and we'll have a look at what you've made there, if that's okay. So I think it'll be clear for everyone if we have a look at the product first, and then we'll come and see what you've made, because it'll all make sense then. So hold on just there for us, and we'll be back in a moment.
Okay.
Thanks, Christina. So Christina is staying with us for the hour, obviously from her craft room. I'm just going to say hello to a few people before we look at the products. We have got Benita. Yes, that is a long time that Christina's been with us, and we're proud to have her with us. Hello to Catherine as well. She's very much looking forward to Christina's new collection. Rena Hurst, good morning. Her husband was up earlier than her this morning, and when he came out he said, I was just coming to get you, it's time for CraftStash. I love that. I love that we get the husbands involved with as a reminder. Hello to all of you. I will go through some more comments in just a moment on both Facebook and YouTube, but you want to see the product, you want to see what is brand new. Take a look at these. It's absolutely beautiful. Now I'm going to have to just move things along. There we go, so we can fit it all in. We have got, as we said, beautiful, beautiful florals. Let's start with my favourite. Now, I'm not going to go through the actual dies in too much detail because Christina does that. She's created some beautiful demonstration videos for us to see projects made, and she does go through the product there as well. So I just want to show you some examples. That is the ironwork panel there, the 5x7 Decoupage Delight panel, along with the hellebore there in the corner. So you can see that's quite a nice modern contemporary flower. It's ideal for adding shading and adding a three-dimensional look, but when you look at it from the side, there's no bulk to it. You can post these in a flat envelope. They are beautiful for your clean and simple cards as well. That's one Christina's made with the same flower, just in different colorways, and you get lots of different florals for each die set. So this one has 3 florals and the leaf spray as well. It does match perfectly with one of the trellis panels, but you'll be able to find all of these online, both individually and as the bundles, and those bundles are the ones you're going to get for $29.99. So that will be the flower and the coordinating trellis. So the die sets I've just separated onto my magnetic sheet so you can see how much you're getting in each set. There's an awful lot of metal in there. I've separated mine. I'll probably run through how I've done this after one of Christina's demonstrations, because we all have different ways of crafting, and I found this particular way helped me speed up my crafting. So that is the hellebore. I think myself and Christina were talking, I think that's our favourite of the 3, maybe. You're probably not allowed favourites, but we do have. Everyone has. Then moving on to this one is the polyanthus. So a beautiful flower again. Now don't forget, you don't have to craft with these in the colourways that are on the packet, and they are much larger than on the packet. And on the reverse of each one you have got a diagram explaining to you how to layer everything up. This is the metal that you're getting for the florals in this set, and these are the leaves. So you do get the coordinating leaves all in the same die sets. And here's just a few cards made using that. This one's made by Christina. It's absolutely beautiful. It works really well with an embossing folder in the background. We've given you those panels, 5x7 panels, as an example, but as you can see, you don't have to use them. But look, how good do those panels look? They just make the background for the cards, don't they? I love them, and they're so simple to do. I've actually cut out each of the panels. I'll show you that a little bit later. The third flower option for you is the camellia. Beautiful flower again. Now this is a nice large flower. You do get 2 flowers with this one. I forgot to mention, with the polyanthus you get 4 different flower heads there, and the stem and the leaves. This one you get 2 different flower heads, and you get the large leafy stem there too, and that looks something like this. Now this one is with the leafy trellis background in there. Isn't that wonderful? All 5x7 backgrounds, but you can of course snip them and trim them and use them how you want to. So that is the camellia. Let's just show you the amount of dies that you're getting in that pack too, just so you get an idea what you're getting for your money. So you're getting the leaf sprig, you're getting all the different pieces there. There's so much, and it's so easy to work with the guide. Oops, there we go, the guide on the back of each packet. So going through these trellises, you've already seen them. Oh, I need to show you this example as well. This is beautiful. So that's your hellebore there. Gorgeous flowers. I love that, Christina. The little gift bag that you did is absolutely stunning. And then we've got the ironwork. we've got the foliage, and then we've got the trellis. Now, as I said, Christina in her first video is going to go through what's in each of these and how they work together. So I'll let her do that, but you can see what you've got available on CraftStash. It's the launch today, so we always have the best deals and offers on launch day. The prices sometimes do then go up in the week following, so if you're watching live, do grab your items into your basket as quickly as possible. Now, we've got 2 sentiment stamp sets available as well, but if you're purchasing any one of the flowers in the bundle with the coordinating panel, you're going to get the option of one of these stamp sets for free, and you can choose which one. Now, we've got thoughtful times, which are things like I'm here for you, you're on my mind, you're in my thoughts, get better soon, keep your chin up, and then there's some longer verses in there as well, all coordinating with those sorts of phrases. And then we've got, this one is happy times, and happy times are things like thank you, I'm so grateful, happy anniversary, have a wonderful day, on your special day, happy birthday. And again, some verses. I think these are perfect for going on the insides of the cards as well, or the outside. It's entirely up to you how you use them. And again, here's just some of those florals. When they're put together, they are so pretty, a really modern contemporary look to them. I know you're going to love them as much as I do, and Christina does. Lovely Christina, I'm going to come back to you now because I believe you have some more samples to show us that you've been playing with there.
I do. I've been playing with these now for a day or two to get some really nice samples going.
Beautiful.
These are the 2 flowers that we both like the best.
The hellebore.
This is the hellebore. That's definitely my favourite. That's the polyanthus, and that's the camellia. So they've got all 3 flowers there made up.
Beautiful.
Now, if you make lots of different flowers to add on your cards and you don't use them all, you can always put them all on one card to make a really nice display with a different look to your bouquet.
I love the mix of colours there, but I suppose you could do the different florals but keep the colourways the same.
Yes, you could. Yeah, it's just that these were all bits that I had left over on my desk, and I thought, well, rather than waste them, I'll put them all together on one card.
Definitely.
And then we've got a really nice look to our designs.
Great idea.
So there's all the different flowers.
Stunning. Thank you
Now,
so
they've all
much.
been done on different backgrounds. This one's obviously the foliage.
Yeah.
That one is the trellis. And this one is the ironworks.
Could you just tilt that forward ever so slightly because there's a light on it? Oh, look at that. We can really see that well now. That is beautiful.
And this one, I've used the foliage, but I've put, what do you call it? A holographic panel behind it to give it some sparkle.
I can see
in the light. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see those rainbow colours in there. They're beautiful.
And that just made it look a little bit different.
Fantastic.
Then, of course, I've also made another gift bag.
Oh, lovely.
And I've made what I showed you earlier on, the little headband.
I love that.
For a child, which would be really nice if you made lots of them for little bridesmaids.
They would be. And
all to match the wedding outfit. I won't put it in, but,
go on.
But that's how it looks.
It's stunning. Do you know what? I think that would be a really cost-effective way. You could decorate an entire wedding with that, couldn't you? Even the bridal flowers could be like that if that's what you wished.
That one's just using the little polyanthus.
Beautiful. It's becoming more and more popular, isn't it? Paper flowers.
It's a smaller one, so it looks nice and neat. Now, when you've done the trellis one, don't throw away the diamond shapes that come out, because you can always use them as another design on your cards.
Ah, so you're using every little bit. So that's the waste.
Yeah, so there is no waste with this. And in the video, I show you how you can put them together.
Fantastic.
But
okay.
That's just one way of using them up.
Love them.
Okay, you can always cut your trellis work up.
Oh, that's different. I love that. And you've used the so the foliage trellis. The foliage background as the leaves for that those florals. Yes. And that's the polyanthus, isn't it? And the back.
Yes, and again in the video I show you how you can use that foliage one in the 3 different ways.
Brilliant. Well, I think we need to get to those videos then, because we keep hinting towards them, so we want to see them. So we'll come back and have a chat with you again after this demonstration.
Okay.
Lovely. Thank you. Watch this. You might learn something.
Okay.
Yeah. See you soon, Christina. So everybody take a look at this. It's absolutely beautiful demonstration from our lovely Christina.
Hi everybody, it's Christina from Card Making Magic. So here I am with Decoupage Delight. So there are 3 flowers, 3 different backgrounds and 2 sets of stamps. Now these background dies have got different patterns, but they all have 3 sections to them, and so they work in more or less the same way. The plain solid one will cut you a solid background. This one will cut you a background that will stay in your box lid or in the top of your card. And this one will cut you a pattern that cuts out of the card. Now these layer up together because they produce different sized diamonds in them. So if you think about it, the wide stripes produce you with the small diamond, and the narrow strips produce the large diamond. And so if you save all the pieces that come out and marry those together, you can end up with little shapes like this. And there you can produce different kinds of cards for your look. So this is using the diamonds, this is the double diamonds, this is using the trellis, and this is completely layered up with both pieces. So you'll also find with each of these panels that this die with the edge around it, but it's not complete. If you fold your piece of A4 card in half and place your die on there, run that through your die cutting machine, you will then have a pattern that stays in your card. And you can do that with all of them. They'll all give you the pattern in the card that you like. Now if you don't want to cut that panel into your card, you can layer up your 3 separate pieces with different colours. Fold your A4 card in half, which makes an A5 sized card, and you can simply add that panel to the top. So there you've got 2 different looks for your cards, and you can do that with all of the backgrounds. So we'll use the 2 different ways of creating the background with this panel, and we'll decorate it with some Decoupage Delight hellebores, and that will create flowers for you that look like this. So to create my flowers, I've chosen a light, a medium and a dark shade of card. Now the instructions on how to put the flowers together are on the back, but there's nothing written in stone. You can have your colours any colour you want. You can even cut them all in white and watercolour them, or alcohol marker them. It's entirely up to you. So once I've chosen my colours, I'm going to cut my flower pieces out so that I can add them together. So with my mid-tones, I'm cutting all the large shapes to my flowers out. For the highlights around the petals, I'm taking the lightest shades and I'm cutting those out. And to create the shadows in the background, I'm using the darkest. Now, I've also got little stamens which I'm going to cut in yellow. And I'm going to do my die cutting off camera because my die cutting machine is over here and I can't move my camera across to see the die cutting machine. So I'll go away and cut these and I'll come back to you when I've done them. So here are all the bits now cut for my individual flowers, and we'll just glue these together and make up the actual flower to go on the card. So this is the shadow part that sits on the largest flower. So we'll just add some glue to the back. Now if you look, it only marries up in one way. So you can't put it on that way because it doesn't fit. You can't put it on that way because again it doesn't fit. it only fits on it this way and creates the shadow on that flower that you need. So there it is, added to your flower, your base. And then if you look at these are the shadows. Now if you look at the back of the pack, it shows you what you need. So we've added this piece to this piece, and now we've got these little pieces. So this one will sit on there as the highlight. So we'll just pop some glue on there and add that to there. This is another one, and again it will only fit on there on one petal, so you can try it where you want, but it will only fit on that one. So we'll add it in there, and then to finish this one off we just need the little stamens in the centre, and they will go along there. So there's your flower now completed. Once your glue's dried, that's now ready to add to your card. So let's come to this one. This is the base, this is the shadow, and again they'll only fit on one place. If you try and fit it onto the other side, it doesn't fit. So really they are, although the guide is on the back of the car package, they really are self-explanatory. So we'll add that on there. There we go. Now this is the petal that goes on the front, and this is the shadow that sits on it. So we'll just add a little bit of glue on there, and we'll add that to the shadow part. And that, now you can either glue that down or you can add that with some dimensions, some foam tape behind it. So I think we'll try that and see what that looks like. So we'll just add some little foam pads to the back of this. And this has to sit on that panel, but it needs the stamens tucked in behind it. So let's find out where the stamens are going to go. That panel's going to sit there, and those stamens are going to sit behind it. So we'll just add a little spot of glue on there. And again we'll try where that goes. And that's going to sit there, so the stamens will be there. So now we can glue all that down. And that's another flower done. And this is the last one. So this obviously fits on there. So we'll add that into this piece here, and they marry up. Now this piece sits along the edge of this piece, is lighter, and this is going to form part of the petals. So again, if you look at the pattern, the package, you have this longer piece here, and that's going to set. You will get a better view if you look at the front. Okay, so we've done this one now. This is where we're doing this. So this goes in there, and this piece goes along the other side. Now once you've done one, you will get a good idea of where they all go, the pieces all go, and how to put this together. So you should have no problems in the future with this. Now this piece sits along there, and again this can have foam tape on it if you wish. So we'll add some little foam pads just along the bottom, and we'll take the backings off. go. And again, we need to position the stamens underneath there. So we'll add those in there. And there's your other flower completed. So now we can add these to our card and create some really pretty designs to send to our recipients. Now the leaves also come in 3 parts. You have your base, your mid-tone and your lightest. And all you're going to do is just layer all these up, just as you did the flowers, to create the beautiful leaves for you. But nobody says that your leaves have to be green. You can do them any colour you want, and I just happen to have done mine in a grey, and I think they fit really well with those lilac flowers. And so we'll go ahead and make one card with green and one with the grey. So once I've finished with all my die cutting, I just add all my dies still on the magnetic sheets, add them all together and pop them back inside the pocket. And that way I won't lose any of my dies to that collection. So there's all my flowers and leaves done, and if you want your leaves to face the other way, then all you need to do is flip them over and add the stems accordingly. So I've done one panel with some wood grain on it, and that's just the pattern cut into the card. And for the other one I'm going to assemble this. So I'm going to add the glue down each of the sides. And we'll add this to this panel, and we'll line it up so that there's a little border around each of the edges. Now the holes in this, you can either put brads or pearls or some diamante, it's up to you. And if you have a little bow die, you could even add a little bow on there. And now we're going to back this onto here. Now you can back this with either foam underneath, or you can just flat glue it to your card. So I'm just going to flat glue mine. Now don't forget, the pieces that you cut out will also make up into another card for you. And so there's no waste on this at all. Just a little simple diamond pattern and a sentiment, and that's a nice card to send for someone's birthday. Change the colours and that would be really suitable for a mail card. So now that we've got this down, for the other one that's the panel that's cut out of the card, I've added some wood grain, and this is going to sit on the front of this panel. So again, we'll just flat glue this in place. And now we can divide the flowers and the leaves up between both panels and decorate them as we wish. So I think we'll have some along this side, and we'll add 3 of the flowers in there. So we'll use one of each flower, one of each design. We'll move those flowers out, those leaves out a little bit more. And we can add those either flat or with some foam tape. So I'm going to add mine in with some foam pads, just to add some height to the card and to make these Decoupage Delight flowers really stand out. So we'll just do this one first, and we'll add this down here, and then we'll put this flower along there. We'll add some foam to the back of this one. So we'll add some foam to this. And we'll add, and to do the other one, we'll use green leaves. Now this is the open card, don't forget. So what you can do with this, if you wish, is line it with some parchment, or you can add some backing to the back of the card. But we're going to add this now with, just open it out a little bit. I'm just going to flat glue these on so that I don't mess up the inside of the card. And then again with some foam we'll add in the flowers. Now you can add just one flower if you wish. You can put one in another area, that's entirely up to you, or you can just add them all together in one place. Your decision, it's your card. Put some foam on the back of these and we'll add these to this card. Now these are super sticky foam dots, so I don't need a lot of them on the back. And don't forget, when you've used up all your dots off the sheet, don't throw this away, because you can always use this as more gluing strips, so that can sit on there. So again, no waste with them, you use every single part of it and make it work for you. So we'll put these two along there, and we'll put this one along here at the bottom. So we'll just move the angle a little bit so that we can get all the leaves in. That's it. So we'll add congratulations on one and so sorry on the other. So I've added the sentiment to this, I've lined the inside with a piece of parchment, and I'm going to finish off the front by adding in, and there you have two lovely cards for different occasions ready to send. And the items that I've used are the trellis work and the hellebore from the Decoupage Delight collection.
So that was Christina's fantastic demonstration showing you how to put together the hellebore set along with the trellis backgrounds. Now the florals, the 3D floral die set, so the hellebore, the polyanthus and the camellia, I have to remember them all, they all come individually. The trellis, the ironwork and the foliage panel all come available individually, but we've also bundled a flower and a panel together for each of the three. That's the cost, the price that you're getting here. That is a discounted price for buying them as a bundle at $29.99. But when you pop that into your basket and you go over to checkout, you're going to get the option to then put in one of these two sentiment stamp sets. So these are fantastic stamp sets, both each individually priced at $7.99. You'll get that completely free if you're buying one of the floral die sets. So it might be worth, if you are looking at buying two florals and two of the panels, doing them in separate transactions so you can then add in a different stamp set for each one. There's just a little tip for you. Now, if you're wondering about the cardstock that's been used, we've got a deal of the day on some cardstock that's absolutely perfect for getting this range of tones to use for your shading and your highlights and everything on your flowers. And that's some hunky-dory, adorable scoreable. We've got it today on a 3 for 2. If you go to CraftStash and take a look at the scrolling banners at the top, you'll be able to see that offer there. That's our deal of the day. And every day we have a brand new deal for the day, and it's always fantastic prices and offers for you. Now, another thing, while I'm just talking about going on the website and looking for things, Do you on a daily basis go along to the bargain section? It's my favourite place to shop before I go for anything else, because that's where all of our bargains are actually grouped into categories. So we've got, for example, at the moment 60% off Christmas items. We've got cardstock and paper bargains as well. I popped into there this morning and there's like £10 off of a 12x12 paper pad from Crafters Companion. Things like that you're not going to always be able to hunt out on site, because we have so many thousand products on site. Now I'm going to come back to the lovely Christina in just a moment, and we're going to have a quick chat with her before we have a look at Christina's second demonstration. So hello my love, you're still with us.
I am still with you. I can't believe how grey my hair looks on that film.
Oh no, it doesn't at all. I always envy your hair, I really do. When I was speaking to you a couple of days ago, you had a really lovely fringe. It's gone again today.
Oh, I've pushed it back.
You pushed it back, yeah. So all the styles you can get. So we were looking at the hellebore with that particular demonstration that you were doing. What's coming up in the next video?
The polyanthus, and in fact it uses the polyanthus and both of the other two background dies sets, and I show you different ways that you can make the foliage one work for you. So they're all very, very versatile. I mean, when you think about it, you can get 4 different ways of using those background dies, because you can use them to cut the pattern actually into your card. They also fit very well in your box lids. Yes,
because you love a 5x7 box and things as well, don't you?
So you can make different patterns on the front of your box lid and then add your flowers on top of that. So you've got lots of ways you can use them, and they are really pretty when they're done.
Absolutely. And what I loved about them as well, Christina, was when I was working with them, creating some cards and things, you don't need a large die cutting machine for the flowers at all. You can do it with your little desktop machine.
You can do it with, all of those dies will go through the smaller machine, not the little desktop machines, but like the big shots, the smaller big shots.
So your A5 ones.
They'll go through the platinum 6x5, 6.5 is it machine, the smaller one.
Yes.
The only time you need a big machine is when you're cutting out the box dies, but everything else goes through a smaller machine.
Fantastic. So that means we don't need the larger machines at all.
Not unless you want to make the boxes.
I'm just looking I did see a question come through, but now I'm struggling to find it because that's that's just me. I did see a question. Do you know what? I'll look for it because I wanted to not argue it. I wanted to answer it. I wanted to answer it, but I've lost it now. I'll have a look for it and I will save it so that we can answer that after this next video. That's okay. And then Christina, I'm going to ask you to do me a little drum roll later, if that's okay, so we can announce the winners for the giveaways. So we'll be back with you again in a few moments.
Okie dokie.
Thank you.
See you later.
It's just like having Christina in the studio, isn't it? Almost. Just to remind you, though, that giveaway is still open for entries. All you need to do is comment. I'm going to pick 2 winners. So each of the winners are going to win the stamp set and a die set and a trellis background, I believe. Not necessarily a trellis, a background. So there's going to be a number of items there. Might even be both stamp sets, actually. I have to remember what I added in. But you're all going to get different prizes. We'll announce 2 of you at the end of this hour, so get your comments in. Just say hello, that's all you need to do. No particular answer or anything like that. And then there's going to be another winner. Now, I made a mistake earlier. I mentioned the CraftStash blog, but this week we're going to be sending you over to Instagram for your 3rd chance to win. This is open to everybody, whether you're watching live or whether you're catching up later on. This is really for those people who can't enter live. So go over to our Instagram page. That's simply CraftStash on Instagram, and you will find the post. So we'd just like you to give us a follow over there and like the post. We will choose a winner next week for that. So that gives you a chance, if you're not able to catch us live, to also be in a chance of winning some of these. So let's take a look at that video demonstration. This is the second one from Christina, and this is using the gorgeous hellebore, I believe she said. So take a look at this and we'll come back and choose those winners afterwards.
Hi everybody, it's Christina from Card Making Magic. So for this next design we're going to use the polyanthers and the foliage decoupage delight. Now once you've cut your leaves, you can use them whichever way round you want. You can either use them to match up your design, or you can turn them around, that will match up your design, or you can turn them upside down and add them at a different angle, and that will give you these two different looks for your card. Now you can also use the center die to create the pattern in your card and add that with the leaves on top. Now another thing you can do is snip into these. They are really snippable, and that's what I'm going to do with the card that I'm creating today. So for this card I've used the die in two different ways. I've used it to cut the pattern into the card, and then I've used the leaf die to cut out. And all I'm going to do is look at where I can snip this to create another section of leaves. Now you can have long tendrils if you wish, or you can just have small clusters. But I'm going to snip these like so, and then I think we'll have this shorter section here at the bottom. So we'll snip that bit off. There we've got another one. We'll snip these off and that. And there we've got another section. Now you can either have them going up or coming down the card, and save these for another card, another project in the future. Now the flowers that we're going to make with this are the polyanthers, and all I've done is divide mine into little bags. So this is my stemmed flower, there's my leaves, and these are my other flowers that are all there ready to be used. So I'm going to cut them off camera because, as I said before, my die cutting machine is over here on my right, and I can't make the camera go over there to see the die cutting. So once I've got all these pieces cut, I'll come back to you and show you how to put them together. Now the flowers on the back are self-explanatory. There's only 3 layers to this one, and that will give you a flower that looks like this. This one has 4 layers in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that will give you a flower that looks like that. And this is the flat one that's at the front, and that will give you a flower that looks like that. But the one that might cause some confusion is the stemmed one. So I'm going to show you how I put this together. So we have all the pieces to our stemmed flower cut. Now this piece is the bit that goes in the middle, and before you take it out of the die, just run some ink over this hole, and that will give you like a seeded area for your flower. So that's going to sit on there. This is going to sit along the bottom of it. So we'll move it up just a little bit. That's going to sit there. This is the leaf that tucks behind to give you the shading in your flower, and this is the stem that sits on the top, and that will sit just along there. So glue all those together, and that will give you your stemmed flower, and you can do your flower any colour that you wish. So once you have all your flowers in the colours that you want and they're all made, you've done exactly the same with the leaves, and that's cut the 2 pieces together, or the 3 pieces together, and glue them. And then you've got leaves ready to add to your flowers, and they are really self-explanatory. So now that we've got these, we're going to add some foam pads to the back of these leaves and add them just randomly on our card. So I'm placing the pads, the foam pads, underneath where one leaf will be stuck down to another. So I'm adding one there, and then we'll do the same with this section, and we'll do the same with this section coming up from the bottom. Now once you've got those stuck down, you can, if you wish, line that with some acetate or some parchment. It's entirely up to you. And then we can start to add in the flowers and the leaves. So we'll put these leaves at the bottom, and we'll put a large flower on the top. Now we'll add these along here, 2 different heights, and we'll pop some more leaves in along there, and we'll add one of these that face to the side. This is another one that faces to the side, so we'll have that there. We'll pop another large one there, and we'll add a leaf in there. And then on top of that, we have a sentiment cut that can sit just along here on your card. So I shall glue that in place, and then I'll come back to you. So I'm going to put my sentiment in along the bottom there. I'll just take the backings off. I'm going to dress it with some pearls, and then if you really wanted to make this pop, you could back this with something special. And I've got some holographic card here that I'm going to add into the centre there, and that really makes that card stand out. And we'll add the pearls in just in odd places on the card. Nothing uniform, just a random selection of pearls. And we'll add big ones and little ones in. There we go. And that's a really pretty card to send to somebody for a birthday greeting. Now for the last card, I've cut the ironwork design into the card. I've cut the other piece separately. So to add this design to my card, I've used a spray glue, and that's just going to make that sit in there. And then for the rest of these, I can just add them in as I would like them on my card. So you need to glue these in strategic places so that it doesn't stick the back of the card to the front. Can you hear Ruby snoring? Oh dear me. There we go. So there you've got 2 more cards ready to send to your recipients, and lots of flowers left to be able to make yet another card with them. And the items that we've used for this one are the foliage die set and the polyanthus die set, and they're both from the Decoupage Delight collection. But why not try your hand at adding these flowers to something else? This is a little headband that I've created for a child, and this is a bag that you could put the headband in and send that as a gift. And that again is using the polyanthus flowers and the trellis work die set. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please join me on the next one, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.
I can't ignore the fact that Ruby's snoring in the background of both that video and as we speak live on the video call. She's had me in fits. Shall we I just want to explain something actually. First of all, happy birthday to Carol, because I saw your comment come through as we were watching that. So I hope you're having a lovely day, and I hope you get some craft goodies for your birthday. Quickly, I want to answer the question that I've remembered now. If you come down to my desk, because I believe it was Geraldine asked, do you get magnetic sheets in with the dies? And no, you don't, but many of us crafters will actually store our dies on magnetic sheets like this. Now you've seen the demonstration videos, I just want to explain how I've separated my dies. So when I created the first set of flowers using the guide on the back of the packet, I kept my dies in the categories of light, dark and mid-tones so that I could easily cut them again. So I've taped them together with just a low tack tape, and I've written mid, so that's going to be my sort of middle shade. I've then done the same with the elements from each set that are going to be my dark shades, and I've just written with a permanent marker dark on the tape, and then the same with light. And I've gone through and I've done that for every one of the flowers and every one of the leaves as well, so that every time I come to do these, I've already got them separated in place and I can quickly run them through each colour. So that's why mine are all out on magnetic sheets. Christina, my love, you're still there with, has she woken up now?
Yes.
Oh, no, I wanted to show everybody her, or tell everybody about her snoring, because it is hilarious how loud.
You had that in stereo because you could hear it on the video.
Yeah.
You could hear her here.
Honestly,
But no, she's woke up now.
in fits of giggles. Oh, there she is. She's saying hello. One day we'll get to properly meet Ruby, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
I hope so. Maybe we need a collection with some dogs on, based on Ruby.
Based on Ruby, yeah.
That was
Can I
another
just say,
fun.
Lou, that I like your idea of storing your dies in light and darks. I've also got the magnetic sheets, and I also store mine like the way you suggested.
Right.
And then as I showed you in the video, I just keep all mine together in the original packet.
Yes.
And then that way you don't lose any.
No, exactly, and it makes it so quick. You just pick your colour
does.
tones. As we said at the minute, we've got Hunky Dory Adorable Scoreable on a 3 for 2, which is an absolute bargain. But for this, it's perfect because you can choose your tones to match the florals that you're purchasing as well today. I just need to do one last job with you, Christina, and that's announce some winners.
Okay.
So do you mind? I can't show you the winners. It's about 250 miles between you and I, but I'll shout loud enough, shall I? But would you mind doing my drum roll for me?
Yep. Now.
Yep, go for it. We've got Kirsty Swan. Congratulations. You're watching on Facebook. You have won some dies and stamps as well. If you send us your postal address, we'll get those out to you. So well done, Kirsty. And we need another one, please, Christina. And it's Claire Louise 1967 from YouTube. I'm assuming that's your date of birth. 1967. No, you'll know who you are. Congratulations to you, Claire Louise. Please, again, send us your postal address. You can do that through the CraftStash customer services email address. Just mention that you're a winner from today's live. The lovely people in customer services will forward your email on to me and I'll get your prizes sent out to you. But we have a third winner that I need to talk to you about. So Christina, it's time for us to say goodbye to yourself now. What's coming up next for Card Making Magic and for yourself?
What's coming up next? Well, there'll be more dies obviously on the way. Just watch this space, because there's new ideas coming out all the time.
Yes, you like to tease us, don't you?
Yes.
But have you had a lovely Christmas and New Year? I've completely forgotten that bit. I apologise.
Vicky and I had a very quiet Christmas day. We spent it together with the dogs.
Lovely.
And we did absolutely nothing.
I can't imagine the dogs were the only ones snoring on Christmas Day then.
No, probably not.
Well, it's been fantastic seeing you again. A lovely, lovely collection that you've bought us this time. I'm looking forward to the next one. And all that's left to say really is have a fantastic weekend.
And to you and to everybody else, thank you for joining us, and I'll see you all again soon.
Take care, Christina.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. She's absolutely lovely. She's so, so lovely. And talented, of course, as well. Now, the third chance to win some of these wonderful products is over on our Instagram account. If you use Instagram, pop over there, type in the search bar CraftStash. You will find our account pretty easily. And then all you need to do is follow us and like the post. So the details are there in the post, and we'll announce the winner that next week for that. So if you're not watching live at the moment and you're actually catching up either on Facebook or on YouTube, you can do that. Now, like I say, we have got our offers. You can buy any one of these products individually. You can also buy the bundles, which you'll find online for $29.99. That's a fantastically reduced price. If you're topping that up ever so slightly, you're then going to get your free delivery for over £30 in the UK. And if you are purchasing one of these bundles, you're then going to get your free $7.99 stamp set offered to you at checkout. So take advantage of that as well. No code required. You'll find the details as you go through the checkout process. So please do join me again next week. Of course, I'll have more fantastic offers and giveaways and new products, of course. I need to finalise details, so that's going to be a bit of a surprise, but please do stay tuned to our social media platforms. We also have an email that comes out once a day that gives you the details of the lives and everything else. So, new products as well. So if you go along to craftstash.co.uk, you will be able to sign up for the email notifications there. I will see you all again very soon. Have a fantastic crafty weekend, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.